First with breaking news. First with new information. 19 News starts now with a first alert for severe weather.
Well, this dangerous heat wave just will not let up. We remain in the vice grip of heat and humidity. An extreme heat warning remains in effect. Mid-90s by day. Heat index values up to 107 in some spots, 101 there at Hopkins, and even our nights stuck in the 70s and low 80s. Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Duffy. Nicole is off today. It is a 19 First Alert Weather Day. In early season, heat like this can be especially dangerous. 19 First Alert meteorologist Erica Page here, tracking how long this one will last.
First Alert Weather Days as we kind of go through the end of this week and look ahead to the weekend. For the most part, these days will be in effect because of the high heat and humidity. For Saturday, though, the exception will be that it's more so for the chance of showers and thunderstorms across the area, a couple of which could become strong to severe. So you'll notice, and maybe you got this alert on your phone earlier this morning, that those extreme heat warnings were extended until 8 p.m. on Friday, basically because we still have our heat bubble in place and kind of keeping those heat index values well into the triple digits. Beyond Friday, I'm not seeing a lot of triple digit heat indices, so we should be kind of well on our way to starting to see a little bit of relief from some of that heat. But you'll notice we're on record watch, and already we've tied a record here in Cleveland. We are currently at 95 degrees. This ties the record from 2002 of 95. Other places, it's the mid to upper 90s. We've still got a long ways to go from there. I don't necessarily expect that we are going to hit some of these other records. I did think Cleveland was likely the most attainable record to reach as we kind of went through the course of today. You'll notice lots of sunshine still remains the main story here as we go through the rest of this afternoon. We'll talk about when some rain chances may return coming up in your full forecast.
Stay with 19 News for continuous coverage of this heat advisory. You can find a list of all the cooling shelters on our website at cleveland19.com. Massive fire rips through a local motel. Sadly, 3 people didn't make it out. At 3, you heard from one woman who had to run for her life from a second-story room. All new at 4. Keith Grant live for us. And Keith, you had a chance to speak to a man who knew the victims.
Brian, that man, Adam Perez, one of the people who saw the fire this morning. I'm going to step out of here. We're going to take a closer look at the damage at the motel here in Worcester. The roof collapsed, with the wall crumbling beneath it. And then the people that also saw this fire, including Perez, shocked that 3 people died. 3 people were trapped inside a motel room as a fire started around 1:30 Wednesday morning. 2 women and 1 man died. The Wayne County Medical Examiner identifying them as Hitesh Kumar Suthar, Hinaben Suthar, and Isha Suthar. The Worcester Fire Department did not say if they were related. Adam Perez says he knew them.
They're very nice people, knowing all of them since we're all around here.
Perez lives in an RV behind the Econo Lodge in Worcester. He was at work when he got an alarming call from his girlfriend who was back at the RV.
Yeah, my girlfriend happened to hey, I just heard a loud boom. And as she turned the phone out the camper, you could see a little bit of the flame. But by the time I got here, it was already engulfed. There was nothing that anybody could do.
The caller stated that occupants were trapped in room 135 and unable to get out.
Firefighters rushing to try to reach them. One firefighter was hurt during the rescue attempt, but is okay. In the daylight, a child's bike sits outside a cracked door, sunlight pouring through the collapsed roof. Officers went room by room, banging on doors, waking everyone up to get out of the burning motel.
I, at first, was scared to move, and then I had my adrenaline kicked in to move.
Kiara Curry watched the fire burn down part of the motel. She was asleep when officers banged on her door and dashed out of her second-floor room.
I was more afraid, since it was a fire and it's wood, that the stairs would, the foundation of the stairs would fall through, so I was trying to get down the stairs as fast as I could. My heart goes out for the people that died.
She hasn't been allowed back to her room to see if any of her personal items survived. For now, she only has the clothes she's wearing. All right, there's multiple agencies investigating this deadly fire, including the ATF. That's a federal agency that investigates fires and sometimes arson. It says it's investigating this incident because it's a commercial building. Live in Worcester, Keith Grant, 19 News.
Now this horrific new information in a Vinton County child abuse case involving 16 children. It's hard to hear, really. Gary Siders Sr., Gary Siders Jr., Christina Siders, and Elizabeth Siders. Each face 16 counts of endangering children, all locked up on $300,000 bond. The sheriff says all 16 kids, who range in age from 18 months to 18 years, were kept in a 12 by 12 room. That's 16 kids in a 12 by 12 room. They were living and going to the bathroom in that small space. Many can't speak. Some don't know their names. And at least 2 are hospitalized with serious health issues.
I've just never seen anything like I saw today with respect to those kids.
Extremely high presence, I'm sure, of bacterial and human feces. It was just a disgusting scene.
That family had been living in the home for the last 4 years. It appears the kids never left that one room. A Cleveland man is facing dozens of animal cruelty charges after reptiles were found abandoned in a Mayfield Heights storage unit. A grand jury indicted Erwin Lowry. Police say more than a dozen animals were discovered in a locker on Golden Gate Boulevard. One was dead, others taken to a reptile rescue. Investigators believe they'd been left there for about a month. Anyone who knows anything about this should call Mayfield Heights Police. Well, some traveled last weekend for the 4th of July. Some left today. Some may be leaving tomorrow. It all makes for a very busy travel holiday weekend. 19 Data journalist Dan DeRose here today with a message from ODOT.
And the first part of the message is if you don't want to travel too far, Brian Duffy's having a get-together. Email him for the address. He'll get you that.
Everyone's welcome.
Everybody's welcome. 61.4 million people will travel according to AAA. So ODOT has put out, and they do this every year, basically every holiday, sort of their forecast. So I feel a little bit like an official weather person of traffic here looking at their forecast. These are broken down by days. Here is today, Wednesday, and this is for the Akron-Canton area. We'll get to Cleveland in a second. They're saying the busiest travel day will be tomorrow in the Akron-Canton area. They're telling you to avoid the 3 to 7 o'clock range. Then light traffic on Friday, no traffic on the weekends, and of course people have to get home. So they're saying some pretty mild to steady traffic over the weekend. They're talking 4 to 6 is when you'll see the majority of that. Cleveland, a little bit different story just because of the amount. We're seeing moderate traffic today, telling you to avoid 3 to 6 in the afternoon here, currently in that window. Heavy traffic. Avoid 2 in the afternoon to 7 tomorrow. That's when people are going to try and get on the road for the weekend. Most people have Friday off, or a lot of people do. So you'll see light traffic. This is when everybody's leaving. Light traffic, no traffic on Sunday. For whatever reason, they think then moderate traffic coming back Monday and Tuesday. Part of this has to do with construction. ODOT putting that out, as well as the Ohio State Highway Patrol.
This weekend should be about fireworks, cookouts, and time with family, not preventable tragedies. When you stay focused, drive sober, slow down in work zones, and buckle up, you help make Ohio's roads safe for everyone.
Brian just asking if fireworks are legal in the state of Ohio. They are. Some cities have continued to ban them. What I think this is here on Monday when they're talking about moderate traffic, you have to think about the East 9th Street closure. This week hasn't been a factor because people are on vacation. I think Monday morning we are going to see a bit of a huge problem with that East 9th Street lane exit closed. I think we'll see our first major chaotic Monday commute next week.
All right, Dan, thank you. So maybe you better fill up, huh? The 19 Pump Patrol keeping tabs on gas prices. The national average is $3.84, and it's $3.74 here in Ohio. Gas Buddy is helping us find the best prices in our area. You're going to pay $3.38 at the MAPCO in Fairlawn on South Cleveland-Massillon Road, $3.41 at the Get-Go in Brook Park on Snow Road, and $3.49 at the Raceway in Lorraine on Oberlin Avenue. Now your top 4 at 4, a deadly fire at the Econo Lodge in Worcester Township. The coroner says 3 people were found dead in their room. Their bodies were taken to the medical examiner for autopsies. The cause of this fire remains under investigation. One firefighter was hurt during a rescue attempt, but we're told he is going to be okay. New and disturbing information in a Vinton County abuse case. This is in southeastern Ohio. Sheriff says 16 children ranging in age from 18 months to 18 years old were kept in a tiny room in deplorable, unspeakable conditions, and some are now hospitalized. Many of those kids can't speak. A mother, a father, a grandma, and a grandpa in name only, each charged with 16 counts of child endangerment, now held on $300,000 bond. Kroger just bought Giant Eagle. It's a combined deal worth $1.6 billion. They'll also take on about $400 million of Giant Eagle's debt. What does this mean for you? Well, not much to start. Kroger says regulatory agencies will force them to sell off some Giant Eagle stores, but that's likely in communities where there are both Krogers and Giant Eagles. We don't have Kroger in Northeast Ohio, so as a matter of fact, nothing much will change, and Giant Eagle is expected to keep their name. The transaction is expected to close in 2027. More parking spaces are coming to Cleveland Hopkins Airport. The airport broke ground this morning on a new gold lot that will add 1,600 parking spaces. Hopkins also plans to build a new garage with 2,000 additional spaces. Some popular and pricey GLP-1 weight loss drugs will now cost much less for older Americans. Starting today, Medicare is offering drugs like Foundayo, Wegovy, and Zepbound for about $50 a month. Qualifying beneficiaries will have to meet certain weight and health requirements, such as a body mass index of 35 or higher, or 27 and up with another health condition like a prior heart attack or stroke. Now, this deal is part of a pilot program set to expire at the end of next year.
So seniors could end up taking these drugs for 18 months and then could lose coverage overnight. And what we've seen in studies is that most people who stop taking these drugs, about 2/3 of them regain the weight after stopping.
For continued coverage, Congress would have to authorize Medicare to permanently cover the drugs. The Trump administration says it plans to carefully track participation and outcomes. Breaking at this hour, police arrested these two people. Yeah, there's two people up there at the top of the Empire State Building on the antenna. A news helicopter video showed the pair dressed in black, wearing masks, balancing on a ledge on top of that antenna. The banner read, "When the power of love beats the love of power, the world knows peace." That's deep. They descended, hugged. He asked her to marry him. At least that's what it looked like. It looked like she said yes. They took selfies, then they were arrested. Full day. Also breaking, the Village People announced on social media that Victor Willis died after a short but aggressive illness. Willis was one of the 7 original members of the Village People. He performed on stage as the police officer. Sometimes he was the Navy Admiral. Willis co-wrote some of the group's biggest hits, including YMCA in the Navy and Macho Man. Today would have been his 75th birthday.
We're trying to celebrate the holiday, and here we got to bury a child.
Unthinkable tragedy. 2 teenagers were about to hang out on a summer day, but police say when a dog attacked, one boy pulled a gun, accidentally shot the other teen. Catherine Huntley joins us live. Catherine, what can you tell us about what happened here?
Well, 15-year-old Josiah Harris, affectionately known as JoJo, leaves behind 2 fellow triplets and a huge family in this tragedy. Now his family wants to know how a 14-year-old got a gun in the first place.
Josiah's gone. He's never coming back.
A family going through unbelievable pain. A 15-year-old shot and killed yesterday evening. Josiah Harris, known as JoJo, was a triplet. His sisters and loved ones now dealing with this tragedy.
Josiah was a loving teenager. He loved his dog and he loved his sisters. He was very protective. He's a mama's boy.
Yesterday evening, police responded to a shots fired call on Packard Drive in Akron. Officers found 15-year-old Josiah Harris shot. He died at the hospital. A 14-year-old boy was coming over to Harris's home to hang out. Police say when the 14-year-old got there, the victim's dog ran out of the house, attacked, and latched onto the 14-year-old's arm. They say the 14-year-old pulled a gun and shot the dog, hitting Josiah Harris as well.
It's just too much, too many guns on the street, and they can get them so easily.
Josiah's aunt has a message for parents.
We have to be nosy. We have to check our children. Check your children. You have to find out what they're doing, what they've got.
Josiah's uncle says Akron wasn't always this way, but now people don't want to go out because so many teens have guns and they're scared of getting shot.
And, Akron got to come together because this has just got to stop. You know what I mean? Here come the holidays. It's the 4th of July. Nobody don't want to do nothing because they're scared. Everybody is scared.
Akron police say while the shooting appears accidental, questions remain.
While this is a tragedy, it was an accident, but there are questions that come with that, like why was a 14-year-old able to access a gun? Why was he in possession of a gun? And those are things that we're going to get down to the bottom of.
Josiah's family tells me they believe the dog is still alive at the vet. Now, no charges have been filed in this case, and the boy who shot the gun is not currently in jail. For now, Josiah's family is asking for prayers for themselves and also for their city. For now in Akron, Catherine Huntley, 19 News.
Popular bar in the Flats East Bank is set to reopen. We told you that Decades on Front had closed. A spokesperson for the city of Cleveland said that decision was actually made by the building's landlord, and it came after overcrowding and multiple assaults there on the property. The landlord evidently tired of it all. Owner Brian Dahl told 19 News that the bar will, however, be reopening the weekend of July 9th after reaching an agreement with the landlord. 37 years after Amy Mihaljevic was kidnapped and murdered, her killer has still not been found. Now the family is hoping to raise $50,000 for new DNA testing. Nicholas Snyder joins us live from Bay Days with how a local race could help bring justice to the Mihaljevic family.
Yeah, hey there, Brian. This race happening in October, and one of the things they're looking for to help raise money, I'm here with Amy's stepbrother Ryan, is corporate sponsors. So tell me who's all gotten involved so far and how maybe a business that's around could help your cause for getting that DNA testing.
Yeah, absolutely, Nick. First, big shout out to Joyce Buick. They are our race day sponsor, so we just got that information this week. We have a handful of others that have also signed up, so we're just doing everything we can. If you're a company or a business out there that wants to be a part of this and wants to be involved in something really great for the community and helping solve Amy's case, contact us. You can go on amymihaljevic.org to contact us for sponsorship levels, and no amount is too much or too less. So we could do anywhere from $500 to $5,000. So we're just looking for DNA testing. It costs a lot of money. We feel like we are very close to being able to put this guy away, and we just want to get it done.
Great. And if people want to come down here to Bay Days at Cahoon Park and find you guys, where is the best way to do that? I know you have a specific location and a tent set up here at Cahoon Park for Bay Days.
Yeah, actually, right when you walk into Bay Days, we are right next to the Bay Police. We have a tent set up, the Amy Mihaljevic tent, and we're here from 3 to 9 every day till Sunday.
And they also are taking donations from individuals, too. So stop by that tent. Again, it's right next to the Bay Village Police Department tent as you come in.